What's up guys, my name is Doug. Welcome to the channel if you are new. Welcome back if you are not new. Today we're going to be listening to CrasH Talk by ScHoolboy Q. I'm very excited to be listening to this album, man. I've been waiting for it for a while now, so I'm not going to make this introduction too long because I'm very excited to be listening to this. I just want to jump right into it. So before we do that though, follow me on my social media and consider supporting this channel on Patreon. It's the main reason that I'm able to keep making these videos full time for you guys. Patreon support helps me to keep the quality of these videos as high as I can and to produce the content as often as I can. So if you'd like to see more videos and less ads on the videos, then consider supporting me on Patreon. I'd really appreciate it, and I appreciate all you patrons out there. I love you all so much. And with all that being said, let's just get right into CrasH Talk by ScHoolboy Q. I hope you're all ready for this. The first track is Gang Gang. Let's get it.
CrasH Talk, take one.
Wait, girl, gang shit, gang shit, get hot. Dope sales, AKs, hand wraps, BKs, did that, combo, all that. God spit cheat codes, rock the jack, lace the chucks around, choose a penny, checkmate, all back, whip gang, cocaine, fresh tip swap.
So this is gonna go nuts at concerts and live shows. I can imagine already when this bass hits, everybody just screaming these lyrics out. It's gonna be nuts, man. A very energetic introduction, really cool verse from ScHoolboy Q. You know, his delivery is always so dope. You know, he's got so much swagger in his voice. He's got so much confidence in his delivery. I really think that is really special about this track. You know, and just the way that he pronounces everything is too smooth. You know, so I like that, man. I like the beat on this. I like the creative melody going on in the beat. You know, the bass line is really aggressive. I love the aggressive kicks. It's a really dope, energetic introduction to this track, to this project to start us off. So track 2 is Tails.
Blue, bubbly, red, tell you all about it. TV, the guy that's the walls, we spray the cars, niggas do that duel behind tape, surrounding art, front, yeah. Before I called you my friend, we shot the ones, stress, can't say we ain't cousins.
Yeah.
So this all week, I think I found a recovery. I tell you,
yo, the imagery is great.
The pig's been noticed, my heart been skipping. I lost with baby mama paid the bills, I ain't have shit on the smoke. The homies tell me I'm a burden, but never threw me 30, let's be living it can. Probably miss my mom's funeral.
Yo, this track is very wavy production-wise. It's got a really dope loop, a really smooth drum pattern, but the emphasis in this track is placed on his lyrics, and they're very honest. They paint a very honest picture of his life growing up and what it was like coming up. The reasons why he didn't go D1 and he couldn't take his boys with him, or the family bond that he created with his friends. You know, he says, not one drop of blood in us, but you can't tell us that we're not cousins. He really sees, you know, all his boys as his family, and just talks about that life that they used to live, man, on their grind when he was hustling for money. And it's a really tough track, man. Like he sounds like he's reminiscing almost like in a melancholy fashion. On these days, you know, kind of like almost sad that he's got to tell us about what he had to do coming up. That's almost what it sounds like, you know, just the way that his delivery is so laid back and so reflective. It's a great track. You know, it's not going to be one of the tracks that you come back to if you're just trying to turn up, but it's definitely one of the tracks that you come back to if you're a fan of lyrical hip-hop, of storytelling, you know, and of lyrics painting a picture and following along and learning about somebody's life story. It's definitely a great track for that. So track 3 is Chopsticks, and I did wait for the album to listen to this, so I have not heard this yet, although I've heard some pretty mixed reviews about it. So let's see what he's got for us on this track.
Chopsticks, 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 I love you, chopsticks. I'm tripping on you, I gotta have you, I spend it on you, I might box you, I get it mocked you. I'm validated to pop shit, I'm a high profile, 100-mile flex. Secure the bag, I need all static. Hey! Chopsticks, chopsticks, chopsticks. 25, that one's in the function, can I stretch up? Who wanna get yours to the 4-play, round to the BJ?
Yeah.
Bad bitch, 5-star, bad bitch.
This is dope. Yeah, so I understand the mixed reviews on this. So I do wish that Travis had a verse. You know, he only had the hook, and the hook was really repetitive. He only said basically like 3 or 4 different words. throughout his hook. You know, he just kind of repeated the word chopsticks a bunch of times. So I can see why people would be kind of upset with that when you see Travis Scott listed as a feature and all you give him is the hook. That being said, I don't hate this. You know, this has got a really cool vibe to it. The production's really funky. It's got some nice keys, some really cool synths. The drum pattern's pretty bouncy. You know, it's got that vibe to it. ScHoolboy Q does his thing on the verses. You know, his flow's pretty nice. Overall, it's just a really fun track, man. You know, I'm not gonna hate on it. I do wish Travis had a verse, but I don't think that it's terrible. You know, I would definitely come back and listen to this for sure. I wouldn't skip this track. So it's not deserving of all the hate that I saw it getting, but at the same time, I can understand why some people were upset with it. So we'll leave it at that. Track 4 is Num Num Juice, which I also have not heard. I do think that this was one of the singles, right, that he dropped.
So we find them, we gon' slide them, we line them, straight behind them. This the big hero.
The energy in his delivery is awesome.
So much work that comes, then I get behind her. And I slid it in, I went away. I mean, this bitch, you a bitch, boy, you my mama. We gon' kill this man. The gun won't jam, it's on side. I get life, it's on my life. The pump won't bite it. Cool, hopping out like Jack in the box, nigga. I'm gonna shoot if this.
So I love how they were able to create a really energetic beat without too many things going on, you know? I mean, that really just had that loop going on in the background. That was like the main melody of this beat. But for the most part, the beat was really centered around the kicks, the 808, and the snare, you know? And it was just really hard, really aggressive, lots of low end, and, you know, lots of energy. I love the simplicity of the beat. I think it's great. His delivery is great. I love when he layers his vocals and he gets into like a higher pitched voice. You know, his delivery has always been great on this project so far. He definitely matches the beat selection very, very well with his delivery and his performance. It's a really dope track, really fun to listen to, man. And I also like how short he's been keeping all the tracks so far. They've just been really quick fixes of lyricism and really great displays of, you know, versatility and flow and performance and vocal inflection. You know, he shows off his skill, his talent really quickly, and then moves on to the next track. And doesn't stick too long on one subject, on one song. I think it's dope. Next track is Drunk.
I ain't really drunk, I ain't really drunk.
I love the keys, man. So jazzy.
Just a little bit. I ain't really drunk, I ain't really drunk. Even when the money come, gone with too fast. Ay, while my grandma couldn't live, gone.
Yeah, this is dope, man. I like this.
Pass me, gas 488 stuff. Drunk buzz, the ass, ay, chicken. I ain't really drunk, I ain't really drunk. Don't be worried, baby, this is what I do.
Black too smooth, man.
2 cups in and you already looking for love. It's a cookie dream.
The layering in the vocals is so nice.
Get the love, it costs me.
The flow is so dope.
This is class.
Kid Cudi? Yeah, man, a very different vibe than we've gotten so far on this project. I love how slowed down this is. I love how wavy this is. Perfect to vibe out to. I do wish Black had a few more lines because his vocals really felt like they fit really well with this track. His voice is just so smooth, it's so wavy. And I don't know, man, I enjoyed this track a lot. I really did. I just wish that Black had a few more lines, but I think that this is a great vibe, a great slowed down vibe. I like the little Kid Cudi vocals at the end there. I thought that was a pretty cool touch. It's a dope track, man. I'm not mad at it at all. And those keys were beautiful, man. Really beautiful. I really enjoyed those keys. Next track is Lies.
That shit ain't okay. Hey, hey, hey. Stop telling lies on me. You ain't got no, you ain't got no, you ain't got no leverage. You ain't got no, you ain't got no, you ain't got no leverage.
Hey, I fucked it up. I made enough. My rims, my truck, all bliss. 88 year with the road rage. I ain't on my left, I ain't never blessed it.
Yeah.
Stop telling lies on me. That shit ain't okay.
You said I hate them draws, you lied. Reaching for the stars, you trying. The home, the left, you stuck. We not in touch, you mad as fuck. I'ma try to stop thinking when my first off the flight. Cause you just got flew out. Damn, find out your Instagram alive.
Yeah, so with this track, I really like this production. I think that this beat's really wavy. I love Ty Dolla on this. I just wish that ScHoolboy Q and YG weren't on this beat, you know? Nothing wrong with their verses. Their lyrics are great. Their flow is great. It fits the beat really well. I just feel like on this beat, I prefer to hear melodic rappers and people who can sing a little bit. You know, I feel like this beat is way more in that R&B lane. Somebody like Bryson Tiller, Ella May, Chris Brown, you know, people like that. on this type of beat would be really dope. Schoolboy Q and YG, although they're really great rappers and their flows are really nice and their verses fit the beat well, it feels like it's missing something. It feels like I'm missing something whenever their verses are going on, and I feel like it's that melody, that singing on the track that I'm feeling like should be there that isn't. So I just feel like the beat wasn't really a Schoolboy Q beat. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. Ty Dolla definitely carried this track for me. You know, he was great. Next track is 5200.
Yeah, I've been counting dead men putting bodies in the same. Whip, till it stains on ya. Hey, whip.
This beat kind of reminds me of 10 off of the Black Panther soundtrack, or X, you know, whatever you want to call it. I call it 10 because, you know, I feel like that makes more sense. But the beat definitely reminds me of that. I actually thought that it was sampling that beat. This is more the type of beat I see Schoolboy on.
Got it on me. If I ain't got nothing that matter on me. There one try who frontin' on me. Let it on me. Like my lamb don't need it on me.
Hey.
Word I know. Yeah. 10K fit put booty on fleek. D-boy fresh in school on 3. He's in the same. 5200. One swipe. Throw it away. Jury hangs all out. Ay. Bitches gon' call now. Ay. Dollar down. Fuck all you hoes. Ay.
Love that motif.
Dip splash. All cash. Yeah. I've been counting dead men.
Yeah, man, this is definitely more of a Schoolboy Q track than that last one. You know, this beat is just super aggressive. It's hard. It's perfect for Schoolboy to really just go off on. You know, his energy always is great on these types of tracks. So I really feel like he did his thing. The hook is great. He does his thing on both his verses. You know, he really goes off. He switches up his flow a little bit. It's a great track, man. It's a banger. I like it. Track 8 is Black Folk.
Looking like I'm supposed to, yeah. I'ma fuck up like I'm supposed to, yeah. Give me cars, 100 horse, give me yours. Back and forth, fast like got the rock, man. Base it, don't wanna chase it. My talent wasted, I knows it. Somehow I lost it. Why? On no fake, on no fake. Get the fuck up out my face. What you say? It was great till you know, then you start to hate. You know a fake nigga. His favorite words is he fake talking. Trying to stay positive out of negative energy, nigga. Don't play with me, you must thank my loyalty.
That track actually had me zoning out a little bit, man. The vibe to that is really wavy. You know, I think that's a really cool. It's almost like an interlude. You know, it's kind of short, and I feel like it's a great little change of pace coming off of 5200. You know, slowing things down a little bit, kind of transitioning into the latter parts of the project. I think that this is a really great track, and it's placed at a really good spot on this project. Next track is Floating. Yo, this 808 is insane, man. The distortion is off the charts.
Yes, I'm floating.
Take it off, yeah. Going off, yeah. Chase the worry don't break. My face, the call my face, a minute my safe. Now hand me that tape. Emotional. Now take this in and out like it's supposed to go. Made it out the hood. Had to in a condo where I keep my shit. Got a shoestring, run a thing, mental build like this.
Yo, those keys are insane.
In a Maybach, joking, drive a Rari like he stole it. Cause I hang around out robbing.
Yeah.
Little nigga, do you got a problem? Little nigga will come and stop it. Spring nibble me. Yeah. You can't do nothing for me unless you leaving hickeys where my dick be. Slaughter gang say.
Yeah, man, you know, 21 Savage did his thing on that feature. I really liked his verse. I thought his flow was dope, his delivery was dope. Schoolboy Q, really aggressive, you know, definitely matching the beat's energy. I love that 808, man. At first I thought it was a little too harsh, but, you know, it definitely fits. The really distorted 808 with the really creepy, eerie keys playing. Oh my god, this beat sounds awesome, man. You know, it's really, really dope track. Next track is Dangerous.
I'm feeling dangerous.
Yo, the distorted guitar sounds awesome.
I got enormous. Teach me to flow. Head is in the cloud with my stomach below.
Oh my god.
Something about this feeling of fun. If I don't come back, how the hell am I run?
The gated guitar is nuts.
Shadow my morning, I can dream it right. Ain't no way I'm flying, I'm not escape. No flying, ain't flying when you step on your ass.
Yeah.
On this dark prison, feeling my face. Somebody gon' hit my. I'm feeling nauseous.
Yo.
Running me crazy.
Oh, that's amazing. Kid Cudi with the hums, man. That was beautiful. This whole track feels like you're drunk. It feels like you're dreaming, and everything just feels sluggish and slow. But the energy that builds up during Schoolboy Q's verse is tremendous, and it all just drops off out of nowhere with Kid Cudi doing the outro and bringing in the hums. This is a very beautiful track, man. This is one that I'm going to come back to a lot. I'm saving this onto my playlist, and yeah, that should say more than enough to you guys. I mean, I love this track, dude. I can't wait for Kid Cudi's next project, man. Honestly, like, I want more. I want more from him. Next track is Die With Him. Woo! Yeah, here we go. The distorted 808s again, man. This is gonna be lit.
God, nigga. Bring that bitch from yesterday, she mine, nigga.
Yeah.
Squad, nigga. Hey, 1K with 2 clips, it came with it.
Yeah.
911 turn the sound foolish.
Those synths are nuts, man.
Dropping bodies in the casket. I'm a legend in the set. Yeah, your big homie getting checked. Switch styles, pick a product. Snatch your bitch by the products. Hit a lick away, she mine, nigga. Got that 223 on me and die. Sit on my wrist, I'm
This is fire, man.
sit on my hip, swerve it. Balamain,
Hey.
Go get the high, young nigga get the lead. Nigga beat it, get the breathing.
Yeah, man, he always brings the energy. He always brings the fire. The beat is very energetic. It's great to hear him flex. It's cool to hear him switch up his flows. You know, it feels like right when his flow is starting to get a little repetitive, he switches it up, keeps the track interesting, keeps the track fresh. I love all the different melodies going on, all the different synths going on, but the beat is still very much so focused on that low end, on the distorted 808. Really gets you moving, really gets you going. This is going to be a crowd pleaser for sure. People are going to go nuts to this, and I think that it's a really fun track, man. That's really been the case with most of this album so far, is all the tracks have just been really energetic, really fun to listen to. It's just been a really great album so far, man. So the next track is CrasH. That sample's fire, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta need new shoes. If I lose, she lose. Don't feel right. Can't write the script when it's real life. Rich still dodging that.
The sample is nuts, man. I love it.
Sold my soul to my feeling. Can't go blind by these women.
Yeah.
Too many M's to make too many drugs. If I lose, she lose. And I ain't get used to losses. I'm doing all that.
Oh, this is wavy, bro.
It knocked me on my
Nice.
Nigga gotta hit the golf course to get a piece of mind. Family friends want a piece of mind. Catch this. Now every touchdown is on my X list. I'm on a fresh tip. Too much all that bullshit I talk. We're too blessed to be normal. But echelon, but we stand that.
I think that my favorite tracks of his are along this vein, where the beats are a little slower, the tracks are a little more mellow, and he's just talking about his life. He's talking about his struggles, talking about his family, and trying to provide for his daughter. You know, she needs new shoes, and if he loses, she loses. Talking about coming up, and you know, he used to live a certain lifestyle that almost led to him getting locked up, or I think it might have led to him getting locked up, or something like that. And now he's, you know, successful, and he's giving advice on people to people on how to spend their money and to invest. It's really cool. I think that these are my favorite types of tracks from Schoolboy, is when he's just kicking it back and he's just talking about his life and just being real and being honest. And I really love this track, man. I love the beat. I love how smooth it is. I think it's a great, awesome song. The next track is Water.
Got that water, yeah, I got that water. I got that water.
The engine too fast, a nigga could never be late. Ayy, gun in my pants, and Texas all I got. Fly, grip it, never stop. Woo, the bitch with your thing, ayy. I'm covered in gang, ayy. I run with the gang.
Got that water, yeah, I got that water.
The strings are dope, the beat's nice. I'm not a fan of this hook.
Yeah, I got that water. Drippin' on the Gucci 2 style. I'm so geeked up about that now Schoolboy. Make some rest off a show about some new water. That white in my hand, I'ma move it. Sold 100 this week just to prove it. Poppin' pill every night making movies. The young kid, I got your vibe, he'll choose it. You fucking everything cool. Have this thing and send it to the moon. I got that water.
That was fire, bro.
Yeah, I got that water.
I'm gonna be real with you. I wasn't expecting to like Lil Baby's verse as much as I did. That was really fire. I love the way he switched his flow up. I love his delivery. I think that his feature was really cool, and it would definitely fit with the track better than I was expecting. Schoolboy Q's verse is great. I'm not a fan of Cardo's hook. You know, I don't know what it is. I just didn't like it that much. But that's really the only problem I have with this track. I think it's really cool. The last track is Attention.
Oh, at the Grammys, I'm getting praises from Jay. Fuck about this award, I'm happy you know my name.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about this story when Quincy died that started. I left jail, house arrest, and now we're rip. Another single mother that failed, lost the son in the mix. Working hard through all our bang, big fool, the first big side originals. You ain't gotta recruit. Trying to spin out with my daughter at the laundromat. The shots rang off, I ducked to the back. Wish I grabbed the mic, nigga grabbed the same bitch stolen. I can easily tell my story now from Pop Snoop or Rough Dash, bitch, I'm deja vu.
Oh, that's tough.
In the hood, cause
really great outro, man. Really real stuff. You know, he paints a really insane picture with his lyrics here. Another really dope display of imagery, you know, and storytelling from ScHoolboy on this track. I love the beat. You know, at first I wasn't really feeling it that much, but it grew on me. Especially with the way that it set that tone for him to talk about the things that he talked about, you know, gangs and violence and all that. I think it's a really dope track. It's a really cool way to stop, to end this project off. So let's talk about this project now, man. So I've been seeing some mixed reviews on this project, and to be honest, I don't really think that it deserves, like, if anybody gives this less than a 6.5, I just don't agree with them flat out. Like, this project is really solid. I don't understand all the mixed reviews it's been getting, because I personally really enjoyed this project. I definitely think that it deserves at least a 7 or a 7.5 minimum. Like, under than that, you know, it's going to be tough to get me to agree with you, because, you know, there's just such a cool variety of different sounds on this. He provides such awesome energy, but at the same time, great lyrical tracks with awesome imagery and storytelling. The production throughout this entire thing is phenomenal. You know, there was no tracks, I think, where I was just like not feeling the beat. There was that one with Ty Dolla that I thought that ScHoolboy Q and YG didn't fit that beat very well, but the beat was great, you know. So I think production all around on this is tremendous. I think his delivery and his flows are on point. You know, the things that he talk about is just as real and just as relevant, and it was really cool hearing more about his life story and him talk about his family and talking about all the rappers he's helping and his intentions with bettering himself and bettering the people around him. I really don't see how anybody could really hate on this album. Was it as good as I was expecting? I think I had my expectations set really, really high, especially with all the delays for this project, so it wasn't as great as I was expecting, but it was still a very solid, very, very good project from ScHoolboy Q. I definitely really enjoyed sitting down and listening to it and hearing what he had to say and how he had to say it. You know, like I said, his delivery is really one of the highlights on this project for me, because he always matches the beat's energy. He can be aggressive, he can be laid back, he can have a feature from Black on the same album that he is a feature from, you know, 21 Savage, who are two different artists in very different lanes, and he can make both the tracks sound great. So his versatility is really prevalent and present on this project. I think it's really dope. It's a very, very solid body of work from ScHoolboy Q. I'm personally very happy with it, and so I would like for you guys to let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section. Hit me up, you know, and we can talk about why some of you guys might not have enjoyed this as much as you expected to. And yeah, that'd be really cool. But those are my opinions on this track, or on this project, excuse me. I always do that. Follow me on my social media. Support this channel on Patreon if you would like to. You know, it helps me to keep the quality of these videos as high as I can and to produce the content as often as I can. I'm super appreciative of all of my patrons. You guys make this channel possible in all reality. And yeah, I'll be back in another video very soon. The next video I make is probably going to be Love is Rage 2 by Lil Uzi Vert. So I'll see you all then. Until then, stay safe. Peace.